Good morning, children. Let us study an essay by APJ Abdul Kalam and YSRajan. You know APJ Abdul Kalam, Abul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam. He was the 11th President of India. Yes, he is from Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. Okay, you might have studied about him in 10th class. Okay, so he was known, or he is known even now, as the Missile Man of India. He was the director of SLV-3, the first satellite launch vehicle. Yes, major works, Wings of Fire and India 2020 and Ignited Minds. All wonderful works by him, especially Wings of Fire. In a way, it is autobiographical. Okay, so many of his experiences he shares in that book, Wings of Fire. If you get a chance, please read that book, Wings of Fire by APJ Abdul Kalam. And YSRajan, as a professor, scientist and administrator in Indian Space Research Organization. Yes, he worked together with our APJ Abdul Kalam. Let us come directly into the essay. Digital Technologies by APJ Abdul Kalam and YSRajan. Let's begin the essay, page number 23 in your textbook. In the coming years, in future, requirements for rapid changes, there will be need for rapid or speedy changes in the skills of a large number of people. Yes, the skill, ability, you see, of a large number of people in periods of say 3 to 5 years. There will be need for, you see, the skills of a large number of people in future, maybe 3 to 5 years, may become a continuous feature. It may become a continuous feature. What may become a continuous feature? Rapid changes, speedy changes required, where in the skills of a large number of people, yes, it may become a continuous feature when newer technologies are introduced into economy. Yes, each and every day we experience that new technologies are introduced. See, science has improved a lot, and in all fields of all sectors of life we can find this improvement of technologies. Yes, so when newer technologies are introduced into the economy, we can find rapid changes in the skills of a large number of people, especially the workforce, the employees, etc. Yes, there will be rapid changes, speedy changes can be found in future, say for example 3 to 5 years. Yes, when newer technologies are introduced into our economic system. So, APJ Abdul Kalam and YSRajan in this essay, they say that when newer technologies are introduced into the system, the economic system, we can find rapid changes in the skills of large number of people in the coming years in future. Let's continue. Such rapid changes will occur. This kind of a speedy change on changes will occur, is going to happen in all sectors. Yes, primary sector, secondary and tertiary. Is it not so? Primary means agriculture, Secondary means industry, and tertiary means service sectors. Yes. In the economy of a nation, this kind of changes can be found in all sectors. Yes. Underlining how the agriculture, that's what I just now told. I mean, the agriculture, manufacturing and service sectors. Yes, they are intertwined, intermingled, they are interconnected. You cannot, separate one from another. For some agriculture, you see, farmers are, will be involved always with agriculture, but their products are given to the industry. When produced on a large scale or manufactured, it becomes industry. And those who are distributing it can come into service sector also. So they are all intertwined or intermingled or interconnected. Okay, in the agriculture sector there will be better optimization. Yes, optimize means what? Making best use of a situation. So maximum utility, best use of a situation, optimization, best use of any situation can be called optimization. We can find optimization of input resources. Even in agriculture sector, you can find optimization of input resources like seeds, or soil conditioning, fertilizer, micronutrient mixes. Even in fertilizers, these micronutrients are to be mixed. Then only optimization can be achieved. Maximum productivity, maximum benefit can be achieved. Optimization of fertilizer, micronutrient mixes, pesticides, etc. are used in agriculture. So for that also we need some optimization. Yes, as well as changes in the overall agriculture management. Yes, even in agriculture, managing should be done with the experts. So only experts can do it in a better way so that results will be better. Yes, optimization, maximum utility should be ensured. Okay now? Yes, the agriculture sector may also use information technology. Even agriculture sector has to use IT or information technology much more intensely, yes, more intensely than it does now, than it is doing now. Be it the use of remote sensing, sensors are used, remote sensing, through satellites. Yes, even agriculture we can make use of satellites for regular monitoring, in order to monitor regularly of crops and soil conditions, crops, cultivation and soil conditioning, soil conditions of water resources, to understand the nature of the soil. What kind of agriculture or plants should be cultivated there, what kind of soil is that, what kind of conditioning is required for the soil, what fertilizers are to be used there. So study required, scientific management is required. Yes, and water resources, what kind of water is there, groundwater, any problem is there with the groundwater, whether the cultivation is suitable for the that area, whether water is suitable for the cultivation, etc., etc. Several things are to be studied, monitored, and the cultivation should be done accordingly. Or better weather forecasts, especially for the weather forecast, satellite is very necessary, isn't it so? It's a must nowadays, weather forecast. See, previously it was told that Indian agriculture is a gamble of monsoons. We simply entirely depended on monsoons. So now it is not like that. So weather forecast would be there. Then we are using electricity and electric methods to get the water. Okay, na, electric pumps, etc. Cultivation and many methods are even wind energy is made use of for agriculture. Okay, now so we cannot simply depend on monsoon to make the cultivation. So it has improved a lot. Yes, better weather forecast through satellites and ground-borne systems installed on the ground, as well as satellites. So using all these things, we have to make use of the scientific methods in agriculture sector also. Yes. Or the use of modern communications, and also use of modern communications to be in closer touch with old and new markets. Marketing is very important, isn't it so? Anybody can cultivate and produce some products, but it should be marketed scientifically so that even farmers get better profit and better remuneration. Yes, water quality may be monitored. The quality of water should be monitored more carefully in the future, whether for a human or animal consumption. Yes, water quality should be monitored. It is either for human or animal consumption. Rapid improvements in advanced sensors. Sensor means any device that detects a physical property, etc. Something that can detect sensors. So are used nowadays. Advanced sensors would make it possible to have such sensing systems at affordable prices. That is more important. Sensing systems are there, but it should be affordable even to the farmers. Yes, in many of our sectors. So the sensing system should be used in many of us, in a way, all the sectors such as agriculture, industry and service sectors. So modern methods are to be used in all sectors. Can you say that? Tell me the summary of the first paragraph. That's the first line itself, it is told. What is that? In the coming years, rapid improvements can be seen as new technologies are introduced into our economy. Can you tell me once again? Tell me or say it yourself. What is that? In the coming years, rapid improvements we are going to witness as new technologies are introduced into the economy. Yes, it can be seen in all sectors, in all three sectors. In the first paragraph we saw how it is required in agriculture sector. Okay now? So how it is going to be seen in the agriculture sector is what we just saw now. Second paragraph, in the industrial and manufacturing sector. From agriculture we are coming to industry. Industrial and manufacturing sector. Of course, the use of sensors and modern electronics and information technology. Yes, electronics and IT, information technology, will be a continual feature. Means now and again. Continuous means continuing without any stop. You see? Continuously. Whereas continual means happening now and again. Occurring again and again. Yes, it is going to be a continual feature requiring rapid reorientation of the skills of not only the workforce. There should be reorientation, redirection, not only of the workforce, employees, etc., but also the entire management. There should be a reorientation in the entire management, including board level operations. Yes, now things are managed not by a single individual, but a board of directors will be there. They should also be reoriented or redirected. See, what should be their aim, target, where should be the market, which market would give them better profits, etc. and etc. Okay now. So we should be competing with the other industries in other nations. So our standard should be international. We should be able to produce things and compete with our competitors in the international market. So reorientation is required. Not only in the for the workforce, but also for the entire management, for example, board of directors, etc. Okay. Installation of IT systems. So for that we have to install, IT systems for all these sectors. Yes, IT systems required for all these sectors. Training persons. So training should be given to the individuals, personnel So people who are involved in that employees, etc. Training persons at all levels and maintaining and improving their skills. Their skills should be improved. Maintain as well as improve their skills would be a major service industry. So industry we require rapid improvement. So training them and giving them a better, management and better service, training and reorientation, that comes part of a service sector. So they are all intermingled, intertwined. All these sectors are interconnected. So we have to train them, not only employees but also management, board of directors, etc. So to train them, giving them training is a part of service. So all these sectors are intertwined: agriculture, industry and service sector. So in the industry and secondary sector, rapid improvements required. Not only by giving them better orientation, but also making use of IT, sensors, etc. and etc. Okay, now skills. Improving their skills would be a major service industry. Next paragraph. Despite voluminous growth, means huge growth in the banking and insurance sectors, they come under service sector. Okay, now first we saw agriculture, second we saw industry, now we are coming to service sectors. Despite voluminous growth in the banking and insurance sectors, in spite of growth in the banking and insurance sectors that come under service sector, yes, processing and transactions have been carried out by largely manual means. Even now in 21st century we have to stand in a queue in front of a bank or insurance company, etc. because many of the works done there manually, by hand, by human beings. The time is gone. We have to depend our modern technology, and we should be able to do all those things from our home using even a mobile is there. But majority of the people are unaware of those kinds of improvements. That's the main problem. See, vast majority of Indians, they are unaware. Even half of the people have got this touch screen, a smartphone. Very few. Okay, some are using a grid, but only few or a minority, very little. Very few people are using and making maximum use of that kind of technological improvements. Majority of people even now, they don't know how to fill a form and apply for a loan, etc. Now everything is done, using this IT sector, etc. and etc. But very few are using that. Improvements required. Where is it? Okay. So majority of the transactions and works are done have been carried out largely by manual means, by hand, by human beings doing it themselves. A national network of banking, there should be a network, national. It's applicable to all states. Banking and insurance business has to emerge. It should be emerged. A national network of banking and insurance sector has to emerge. This lack has adversely affected the lack of this national network of banking. It has affected efficiency. Yes, efficiency is getting affected, and is a major cause of high rates charged by financial services. Even now, the rate is so high because more employees required, because many of the works are done manually. So when a computer is introduced, many of the workforce can be reduced. So less number of people employed, less salary to be paid, cost comes lesser and lesser. So as a result, profit will go up and up. So it has to improve a lot even now in 21st century. Okay now. So for high rates charged for financial services. You know that previously to withdraw some money we had to stand in a long queue in front of a bank, or a deposit also. Now not required. But I repeat again, only very few are making use of such kind of technological advancement. Okay, the introduction of IT for various operations at the earliest has become a necessity is the introduction of IT, information technology, for various operations, especially in banking and insurance sector. See, at the earliest, as early as possible, has become a necessity. It is necessary that we must introduce IT in various operations, especially banking and insurance sectors. This means use of computers. Yes, we must be using computers for near total electronic data management. So data management should be electronic, and the use of telecommunications and multimedia data. Multimedia data. Okay, now is adopting total system approach. So manual handling of things should be gone, and instead of that, everything should be computerized, and telecommunication and multimedia data should be used, adopting total system approach. So now it is there actually. It has improved a lot. Mobile banking is not so. Yes, everything can be done on mobile. You don't need to go to a bank at all. And they are also doing everything on computer. It is there, but much improvement is required in the coming years. Some modern technologies like it is there, automatic teller machine, ATM. ATM is not all-time money. Automatic teller machine, automatic check clearing system. It is an annotation. So mark that up. Automatic, automated teller machine, that is ATM. Automatic check clearing system, check can be cleared automatically. Telephonic banking is there. Telephonic banking, credit cards and electronic fund transfers are being introduced in a small way. Yes, it is introduced in a small way, in a minor way, and will be prevalent. Prevalent is common. It is common in most of the banks in the coming years. It is going to be a common or a usual system in almost all banks in the coming years. The Bombay National Stock Exchange have recently adopted screen-based trading as stock exchange, NSE and BSE. Okay, na? National Stock Exchange, NSE, and Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE. Okay, they have adopted screen-based trading. So to know the screen-based trading, you should know in detail how shares are bought, sold, all those things. Not necessary for you. Okay, if you are interested, you will learn it in detail. Okay, it's a vast topic. How shares are bought, shares of companies are bought. Okay, now? Yes. At the lower level of banking, there is rural banking. Yes, lower level of banking is rural banking. In rural areas, many of these technologies may not have relevance except for the wealthy. Okay, now, these kinds of modernization is of no use for the poor people of India. It is used only by wealthy people. Even many of the people in the rural areas, they don't have a bank account. Okay, now, everyone should have a bank account actually in the modern world. So it should be done using your mobile or computer, etc. But many of the people in the rural areas, villagers, they don't have even a bank account. Okay, a lower end of banking, there is rural banking. Many of these technologies may not have a relevance, meaning use, except for the wealthy. Only wealthy people are using these kinds of technologies and technological advancements. Yes, at least for a decade or more, at least for next 10 years or so, it will remain as a business of only wealthy people, not ordinary, poor people of India. Yes, the problem in the bulk of our village communities is to generate money. They are generating wealth. It has become a hazardous task for the poor people of India, and make it available to workers. It should be made available to workers. Yes, not merely for their subsistence. See, workers, what do? They work, they get something, they survive somehow. That's all. No saving, no deposit, no wealth creation. That should be changed. Just to make both ends meet is the only target of an ordinary farmer or ordinary citizen. I mean, they don't think about how to generate money, how to save for future, how can we generate more money from what we have already got. They don't think like that. They go to work, they get some wages, they spend some amount of it for themselves, I mean, and nothing will be balanced for tomorrow. Work and live, that is all. So they have no idea, or they have no, I mean, a motto to save for future or generate money, generation of wealth. They don't know, because they always remain poor people as always. Okay, now. Yes, that is why one economist once said, the poor becomes poorer and the rich become richer in Indian economic system. Okay, we know that, more than 8 crores of people are below poverty line in India. See, crores and crores of people are there below poverty line. What does it mean? It means that they are not able to earn 27 rupees in villages and 30 rupees in cities. You see, crores and crores of people are there in India who are unable to earn 27 rupees in villages or 30 rupees in cities. You know what we can get with 30 rupees? We cannot survive like that. So that is a poverty, you see, below poverty line. There is no line drawn above anyone's head. So there are crores of people living in 21st century below poverty line. To them, if you are going to say, you are telling them that should have electronic banking, this, that, they will laugh. What, sir, you are telling? We are not able to get food 3 times a day. We are not able to eat our stomach full even once a day. How can we eat our stomach full once a day with 27 or 30 rupees per day? Is it not so? It's a fact that crores of people are there in India below poverty line. Yes. Okay, where is that? Let's continue with that. Yes, not merely for their subsistence, but to carry out some economic activities, economy and economic activities of their own with small investments. They should also be able to carry on some economic activities, with small investments. Financial or lending system for such poor rural folk means people could be patterned on the Gramin bank systems successfully operated in Bangladesh. This we can take as a typical or model that was carried out in Bangladesh. This Gramin bank system is actually like our agricultural cooperative societies. So people will have some shares, a small amount, they can take a share of that bank, they become members of that bank. With that, the bank will work, that is a fund, and if the bank is running in profit, they will get a share of that profit. Profit share also will be given to them, and they can come to all their needs into that Gramin bank. It was carried out very successfully in Bangladesh. Yes, it can be taken as a model, how we can improve the living standards of rural people, agriculture sector they are involved in, and they should be trained how to earn some money as well as save for future generating wealth. Yes, they should be trained in that. So for this we can take Gramin bank system of Bangladesh as a typical model, in this sector. Okay, now? Yes. So we cannot complete the entire lesson in one video. So once again read the lesson and we'll complete it in the next video. Thank you.